Hello everyone and welcome to the simulation news. It's been a very long time since I've done a simulation news video, so I thought that we'd bring the series back, and this week we'll be focusing on Tramsim as there is a lot to talk about the future of Tramsim, including a new DLC, an update to the base game, and also some information about the base game as it's now been renamed. Without further ado, let's get straight into this week's simulation news, i.e. Tramsim news. So many of you may have been aware from before that Tramsim Munich was in the works, as obviously View App were working on a Munich DLC for Lotus, which was among other things, is Tram Simulator, although that's still work in progress. However, since the Tramsim team has moved away from Lotus and now focuses on Tramsim, they are basically working on the same Munich DLC that they were doing for Lotus, or I think it's the same one or similar enough, and now it's being worked on for Tramsim instead. So obviously, this means that Tramsim Munich for Lotus, the Munich for Lotus seems to be discontinued. However, they have announced that people who bought the Munich DLC for Lotus will get a 70% reduction for Tramsim Munich. So it's most likely Tramsim Munich will be the same price as Tramsim Vienna, which is €35. So if you take away 75% for that, you divide 35 by 10, so that's 350. And then 350 by 70% deduction, so that means by 30%, so you're going to be 750 is what you'll have to pay instead of €35, most likely. Now there's a bit of speculation there, but I think we can safely assume this will probably be €35 or thereabouts, or €36 there. Look, €1 difference, who knows. But nonetheless, let's now get into what Tramsim Munich entails. So Tramsim Munich hopefully will be a bit more complete from the start, because as you know, with Tramsim Vienna, it was very kind of basic at the start. It was only one line and one tram. They kind of added upon it as it went along, but it seems that Tramsim Munich, most of the core features will be there from the beginning. So here's just some screenshots of Tramsim Munich. It's going to come with one tram, which is this tram here. I think it's the RB2. We'll have the features there pop up in a second, and 3 lines, which I'll name there in a second once we take a look there. There's no reference to the depot, so unfortunately it seems very likely that there won't be a depot included, or maybe it'll be included as a separate DLC, which I'm not a fan of, because generally depots are kind of a core part of the simulation experience. But yeah, there isn't really any reference to the depot just yet. You'll also see here that some new features like this passengers in wheelchairs or space screamers. I don't know if this one has a wheelchair, but maybe it doesn't, but it just adds to the realism of the city and to the diversity of the city, or the game to be precise. And then here's what the cab of the tram will look like. So basically here are the features. There's going to be 3 tram lines. There's going to be line 23, which runs from Münchener Freiheit, which basically means Munich, the freedom of the people of Munich, to Schwabing Nord, which is just Schwabing North. And then we're going to have then you have the line 27, which runs from Petrolring to Sendling Tor, and line 28, which runs from Scheidplatz, which is Platz is like a square, to Sendling Tor. Tor is like a door, like an archway thing. Tor. No, that's Tor. Tor is door. Tor, I think, is like an kind of like an arch entrance thingy, I think. But anyway, so as you can see, line 27, 28 share the same terminus, but each line has at least one unique terminus. And it's going to feature the tram model R2.2B in MVG, I presume that's Munich's transport company library, new model redesign. So they have the stuff, basically, while it'll feature high model quality functionality. So basically, the different stuff will be clickable, driving dynamics, and then pretty much the vehicle series that's used a lot in Germany and elsewhere. And then also, obviously, there'll be landmarks like with Tramsim Vienna. You'll have some landmarks of Munich in the game, and then just authentic line operating original announcements like with Tramsim Vienna. So, it's going to tell you the stop names. Well, it's going to have like the route names as well, but we'll see. Operating procedures and equipment. So we have signal system, stop equipment, catenary system. What's a catenary system? I don't know what that is. I thought that's a derail track model for a second. Okay, detailed track model, yeah. That's probably like not too hard to get wrong now, because it's parallel lines. Dynamic passengers and pedestrian behavior, and then pretty much authentic AI traffic. Okay, so by authentic AI traffic, hopefully it'll include some buses and trucks, because currently people were saying that the AI traffic in Tramsim Vienna is a bit repetitive, because just cars, there's no buses, anything like that. So individual traffic, and also AI trams. So I'll be adding in other AI trams, because as you know, as of yet, Tramsim Vienna doesn't have any AI lines. It just has has AI line 62. That's one AI line. I think that brings us on to the next thing, which is now moving away from Tramsim Vienna onto the Tramsim base game. So the next update of the base game Tramsim, which we'll get to in a second, is going to be renamed. But this will will be renamed to Tramsim Vienna. But basically, This will have now rain, so they're adding a dynamic weather. This is something people were asking for a while, so finally dynamic weather will be hitting Tramsim. As you can see here, there'll be rain droplets, so basically rain is something that's going to just add to the simulation experience and just, make that game that extra bit more enjoyable. And then also they're going to be adding in 6 or 7 new AI tramlines in Vienna. So you'll have one AI tramline, as I mentioned before, the 62. Then we have the 2 tribal tramlines, which are also AI lines line 1 and line U2Z. But they'll say they're going to be adding about 6 or 7 new AI tramlines, which basically means that the Vienna started to feel much more alive because there'll be basically the amount of trams you see in real life are near enough. And then finally, Tramsim is now going to be renamed Tramsim Vienna. The reason for this is because the way it will work is going forward, it seems that instead of each thing being a DLC, people will be able to buy the DLC separately and play the game. So for instance, Tramsim Munich is a standalone thing. So if you don't own Tramsim Vienna, you can just buy Tramsim Munich and you can play that without owning Vienna. So pretty much each DLC is like a DLC, but also a standalone game. However, that being said, this is going to be some sort of a launcher. So for those of you who own multiple Tramsim like Vienna and Munich, so different city DLCs, you'll be able to use the launcher to decide which game you play. So pretty much it means that you don't have to have Tramsim Vienna in order to play the other DLCs, but if you do have Tramsim Vienna, you don't have to basically have different launchers. You can have the one launcher. And that really brings us to an end to this week's simulation news. That's what's happening with Tramsim. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more simulation news updates and Opportunity news updates. Join the Discord, hit the like button. That's it for now. Until next time, any questions, comment down below. Until next time, bye for now.